Hey everyone. Have you ever felt like you had to apologize even when you weren't sorry? Do you always blame yourself for everything that goes wrong? Do you constantly seek approval from those around you? And do you feel helpless when things don't go your way? So you might be dealing with an evil manipulator who uses tactics like gaslighting to make you question your own reality. But fear not, because we are here to help. Keep watching to learn how to identify these manipulative behaviors and protect yourself from their harmful effects. By understanding the warning signs of manipulation, you can become more resilient and better equipped to handle challenging situations. So let's dive in and uncover the truth together. No one. You always feel the need to apologize, even when you're not wrong. Have you ever found yourself saying sorry, even when you haven't done anything wrong? Picture this. You're walking down a crowded street and accidentally bump into someone. Despite the fact that it was clearly an accident, you automatically say sorry, just out of habit. Or maybe you've been raised in an environment where you were constantly told to apologize for everything, whether you liked it or not. This tendency to apologize all the time can be problematic because it sends a message that you do unvalue yourself or your own needs. You may have learned to prioritize the comfort of others over your own well-being, which can lead to resentment and burnout. Additionally, apologizing excessively can make you seem weak and ineffective, which can cause others to take advantage of you. It's important to remember that saying sorry isn't a bad thing. In fact, it can be a sign of maturity and respect. However, if you find yourself apologizing for everything, even when you're not at fault, it may be a sign that you've been manipulated into believing that you're always in the wrong. To break this habit, try to be more mindful of your language and only apologize when you genuinely feel remorseful. You deserve to be respected, and your voice matters too. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and set boundaries when necessary. No. 2. They make you believe every problem starts with you. Does it feel like whenever there's a problem, the blame always lands on you? Imagine this. You're working on a group project and it's due the next day. You've done your part of the work, but some of your teammates haven't pulled their weight yet. When your teacher asks about the project, you try to explain that it's not finished because your teammates are lazy. But your teacher doesn't believe you and assumes that it's your fault, since you're the one who always causes problems. If this scenario sounds familiar to you, it could be a sign that you've been manipulated into believing that every problem starts with you. This belief can be harmful because it causes you to take responsibility for things that are unto your fault. It can also make it difficult to ask for help or admit when you're struggling, causing you to suffer in silence. To break this pattern, try to challenge your negative thoughts and ask yourself if they're really true. Remember that you're not responsible for other people's actions, and you deserve to be treated with fairness and respect. No. 3. They often say, I'm doing this for your own good. Have you ever heard someone say, I'm doing this for your own good, and felt manipulated by their words? This phrase is often used by people who want to control or restrict your behavior, but they justify it by claiming it's for your own benefit. For example, imagine your friend tells you that you should go out with your other friends because you have more fun with them. You say they're only looking out for your happiness, but you can't help but feel like they're being selfish and don't respect your choices. This is a form of manipulation known as moral justification, where the manipulator convinces themselves and others that their unethical behavior is morally right. If you often hear phrases like, it's for your own good, it might be a sign that you're being manipulated into doing things against your will. Remember that real friendship and care don't involve sacrificing your own happiness or controlling your actions. You have the right to make your own decisions and pursue your own interests. If someone tries to manipulate you by saying, I'm only doing this for your own good, it's time to reevaluate the relationship and consider moving on. No. 4. They make you feel weaker, scared, and less confident. Have you ever felt like you're always the weaker, scared, and less confident person in your relationships? Imagine this. You're planning a project with your team and suggest an idea. Your colleagues criticize it, making you feel embarrassed and insecure. As a result, you start questioning your abilities and second-guess yourself. If this sounds familiar, it could be a sign that you're being manipulated through emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is a tactic used by manipulators to gain power and control by making you feel weak, scared, and less confident. They may use tactics such as constant criticism, mockery, or threats to make you feel inferior and dependent on them. Over time, this can cause you to develop low self-esteem and make it difficult to assert yourself and set boundaries. It's important to recognize that emotional abuse is a form of manipulation, and it's never okay. You deserve to feel strong, confident, and valued. If you're experiencing emotional abuse, reach out to a trusted friend or mental health professional for support and help. No. 5. They give advice but make you feel useless if you don't follow it. Have you ever felt like your advice is never taken seriously unless you agree with theirs? Manipulators often give advice while simultaneously making you feel like you're incapable of handling a situation. For example, your boss might tell you to work overtime to prove your dedication, but then question your ability to manage your time effectively. This tactic is known as invalidation, where the manipulator makes you question your own judgment and capabilities. It's a way for them to maintain control by making you feel like you need their guidance to succeed. However, no one has the right to make you feel incompetent or question your abilities. If you find that the advice you receive is often followed by invalidating comments, it's important to recognize this pattern and seek support from others. Remember that you have the ability to make your own decisions and trust your own judgment.
8. No.
6. You begin to distrust your own feelings. Have you ever found yourself questioning your own feelings and thoughts? Manipulation can make you doubt your own intuition and perception of reality. For example, your partner might convince you that you're overreacting when you express your anger over their hurtful actions. Over time, you might start to feel like you're crazy and that you can't trust your own feelings. This tactic is known as gaslighting, where the manipulator makes you question your own sanity and judgment. It is a way for them to maintain power and control by making you dependent on their version of reality. However, you should never have to question your own feelings or experiences to please someone else. If you're being gaslit, it's important to seek support from others and remind yourself that your feelings are valid and important. Remember that you are not alone, and there are people who care about you and want to help. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with your loved ones. We appreciate your support and hope you continue to tune in for more insightful content.